It's actually cost us probably a lot more money than going out to any restaurants to make a spaghetti bolognese, but it's going to be worth it for the view, and it's going to be worth it for Julie. So the first thing you start off with is your stock. You need a potato, you need a carrot, and an onion. The first thing you have to do is dice up the stock very small. There's the potato, diced up very small. Then you need to dice up the carrot. And we're going to add that to the potato stock. And now I've just diced the onions, and they're going to be added to the stock. Give it a good stir. I personally like to cook in red wine. Now it doesn't matter about the alcohol content because we're going to take it to boiling, so the alcohol will dissipate anyway. But that red wine gives it that really full flavour. So I'm going to add that to my stock now. Make sure my stock is cooked in the red wine, and I'll come back to you. Very fortunate here because I'm cooking on gas, and it's much better to cook on gas than it is electric, because you can get things to a certain temperature very quickly and take the temperature away very quickly. Unlike electric, which you have to wait for it to get hot, and then it's just not as good to cook on electric, as everyone knows. That's the stock cooking in the red wine. Now we need our meat. Now I'm going to add my meat. I've got oil that's heating up nicely in a frying pan, and for my meat I'm using beef and sausage meat. Now the mixture of the two makes it a lot more tasty. I've added my sausage meat and my beef to the frying pan. I'm going to make sure that's all cooked and all together and got down really, really small. That meat's starting to break down really nicely. It's got a way to go. And the stock is still cooking over here, and I'm remembering to keep giving it a stir. Make sure that none of the stock sticks to the bottom of the pan. You'll know when this is cooked because there'll be no red bits left. It'll all look the same colour. Meat's coming along, and the stock is starting to come to the boil. No pink bits anymore. This is all cooked, so I just need to break it down so you don't get any big bits in the bolognese. I've turned the stock down now, so now it's just going to simmer for a little while whilst all that vegetable cooks all the way through in that lovely red wine. Now this is all cooked, but there's a lot of fat in there, and I want to get rid of the fat. I don't need any of that fat in the bolognese, so this is what I'm going to do next. So I've drained off all the surplus fat, and I've made sure the meat is as small and as consistent as possible, and it's all mixed in together. So I like to clean as I go, so that's the frying pan I've just used to cook the meat, and that's going to go away. I've added the meat to a bigger pan, because we're going to need a lot more, and now I'm going to add the stock. That's the stock added in. Give it a good stir and add some more red wine, and then it's starting to look more like a bolognese consistency. Let's get that all mixed up together. Make sure there's no big bits in there. You don't want that. That's the tomato puree on top, and now I'm going to stir that in. I'm even going to add some chopped tomatoes to that. Stir that in as well. Add a pinch of salt, and when I say a pinch of salt, I mean a pinch of salt. No more. Stir that in. And now we'll add it to the heat. And be sure to keep stirring. We don't want any of it sticking to the bottom of the pan because that will impair the flavour. Ideally, I'd say you bring this to the boil at least 4 times. Don't let it boil, obviously keep stirring. Just to get all those flavours to blend together so you get one consistent taste. Ideally, you'd leave it for 24 hours as well and eat it the next day. But we're not going to do that because we're going to have it tonight. So I put it to the boil once and I'm just going to let it settle with a lid on. A lid, so I'm using the frying pan from earlier, the clean one. I'm now heating it up for the second time, and I've also got a little pan ready for the spaghetti that we'll be cooking later. What you'll see each time you bring it to the boil is you get this layer. Now that's your bolognese starting to form. By the 4th time, you'll really get to see it. So it's really cooked through again. I'm going to turn the gas off. Keep stirring it so it doesn't stick. And then I'm going to leave it to settle with the lid on once more. I've added a drop more red wine to it, and that's giving it that nice colour, and it's giving it that really rich taste that we want. Make sure that's all mixed in really well. And make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. The most important things. Now I've got a pan of water ready to boil. I've added a little tiny bit of salt to that. That's going to be used for the spaghetti when the bolognese is ready. Never add the spaghetti until this water is boiling, as it'll just ruin the spaghetti. So that has to be piping hot before you add the spaghetti. Coaxing my spaghetti into the pan. That's my spaghetti all simmering in the pan there. Whilst to make sure that spaghetti doesn't stick, use this opportunity to heat that bolognese up one more time. It is definitely all cooked through, mixed in now. So I have my plates ready, and I've got some Parmigiano that's going to go on the top. Just tasted the spaghetti. It's not ready yet, it's still too hard. So leave it another couple of minutes. Try again with another strand until it gets the desired consistency, but not leave it too long, obviously. One last stir through. Make sure that spaghetti's not sticking. Just grab a strand. Getting close. I'd say 1.5 more minutes. Yes, the spaghetti's ready. We're good to go. There's the spaghetti. Draining off all the excess water. Don't want any water on the plate. That's the spaghetti. Nicely cooked. Perfect al dente. We heap on the bolognese. Looking lovely. And then we sprinkle on the Parmigiano. Look at that. Perfecto. Spaghetti bolognese, madam?
Grazie, grazie.
Prego. Salute.
Salute. Magnifico.
Bellissimo.